Hi, my name is Travis Williams. I'm owner and lead counselor for True Impact Counseling Services. We're based in Raleigh, North Carolina, and today is video 3 in our series of anger during March Madness. Today, I'm going to pick it up right where we left off in regards to different strategies or interventions that we can use to help us manage our anger. And one of the things that oftentimes overlooked in regards to helpful tips that help us manage our anger is the need to be strategic. I often talk in terms of tactical and strategic approaches to life when I'm talking with clients. And I get that from the military's application of the word strategic and tactical. When we think of what armies, military branches do, that tactical side is that part of the military that brings that power to bear on the enemy. But opposite of the tactical side of the house is also a strategic side where people who are higher up, leaders in the military, they plan out logistics, they plan out strategy, they help coordinate efforts between branches. So that's the strategic part, excuse me. But just like um, having a tactical side to everyday life, we need time to be strategic where we can plan out some things. And how this comes into play in regards to managing your anger is last video we talked about the need to get in the habit of inviting your trouble and not just walking up on it and let it take you by surprise. In other words, to be able to invite things that you know are difficult for you to handle, it takes some planning. Well, that's why you want to be strategic about your life. Oftentimes, maybe in a different time and place back in the day, it was much more common for parents to have nightly dinners with the family. But nowadays, it's just not as common, and I think it's very hard to do. But because of that, we have to be even more intentional about making time to be strategic. So whether that is taking time on a regular basis to speak to your wife or your husband for 10, 15 minutes a day about what's going on in life, or you want to have regular weekly meetings with the whole family. Take time out to be strategic about your life and not just go on come what may that particular day, I'm just going to respond to it, because that does not allow you to get in, make a plan for how you can deploy some of the tools that we've been reviewing during this series. The second technique I want to talk about today is deep breathing. Anyone who's ever been in a physical altercation knows that the first thing that you struggle with is you can't catch your breath. You can't catch your breath because you got all that adrenaline pumping through you and you breathe very shallow in those moments. So half the time, not only are you worried about getting hit or punched, you're worried about passing out. But that is our body's reaction to that fight or flight mode. And sometimes it works for us, but often it works against us. Because of that, we tend to have that same general shallow breath when we have a lot of stress going on in our lives. And to help counter that, I'm recommending, like a lot of professional therapists do, adopt a regimen of deep breathing. And this is not a one shot deal. This is not anything that's going to, be a miraculous moment of healing for anybody who does it. But if you do it consistently, you will recognize a difference in how you are managing stress and probably your potential to handle stress. And in a minimum, you get to feel what peace feels like, which allows you to set that for a goal when you know your life is not peaceful. You got to know where you're going to get there. And if anything, a habit of deep breathing allows you to center and ground yourself on what your body feels like when it is at peace. Okay. So the recommended ratio for deep breathing is 4, 7, 8 count. Please don't get caught up on the count because that gets confusing. The main takeaway is that you want to have some type of number in your mind where you're noticing that difference, that 478 ratio. And if that's too complicated and you find that you're still trying to count your breaths, do a 333 when you start off and just work your way up to that 478 count. The third intervention I'm going to recommend today is progressive muscle relaxation, also known as PMR. These last two techniques I admit, it would be great if you're working with a professional therapist to help you kind of to introduce you to these, but I think there's enough information available online that's accurate and that's valid that you could practice this on your own. But progressive muscle relaxation does involve you tensing up different muscle groups and maybe holding that for about 10 to 20 seconds, squeezing that muscle group as tight as you can. And it's recommended that you start from the outer extremities and work your way into the core of your body. So in this example, we'll just start with squeezing your fist. So hold that fist as tight as you can for about 10 seconds. Then, as you release, you want to focus on the emptiness that you feel as you release. And then we're going to add on top of that some imagery. Oh my goodness. So, whatever negative emotion you may be feeling, imagine letting that emotion go. Whatever stress that you're feeling, imagine letting that stress go. And do that for about 4 or 5 repetitions and then go up to the next major body group. In this example, we start off with the hands, maybe go to your biceps. After you do biceps, maybe triceps, then move to your chest. What you want to do is just practice this on a regular basis. I hope these tips have been helpful and useful. Please practice them. Until next time, God bless you. God keep you. I pray this undeserved favor cover you to the next time I see you. Take care.